weren't expecting Dignaloss to come out so strong. Dignaloss is a team that liked to grab a tower, back. Grab a dragon in a tower, back. Kill 2 people, grab a tower, back. They weren't full aggression, and in this time, after grabbing that second dragon, they did not back until they got 4 towers and I think 3 kills before a couple members backed, and Corki and Blitzcrank stuck around in the bottom lane and just kept pushing and said, hey, we don't care, we will just keep pushing. But they're almost always in the gold lead, so if you calculated the KDA and gold lead, they'd still be in the advantage. They almost always take the gold lead with those dragons, but they could just not want to risk it and decide to just try to crush as fast as possible. They did ban the Mummy again. That was one of those critical members for Fluffy Bunnies that allowed them to win that last game. So I think they need to take a super tanky type jungler, very similar to the Mummy. Instead they went with Nocturne, who's really a damage dealer and hasn't been played in a long time. So yeah, Blitzcrank against the ban. So it will be Dignaloss not playing the Blitzcrank this game. Then the Syndra ban as well. I like that. Dignaloss on that Syndra is just super, super scary. But this time Dignaloss gets to get that first pick. So who are they going to choose? They grab the Thresh. So death sentences across the map. I'm still looking for somebody on Team Fluffy Bunnies in the jungle to be tanky. I'm considering what are the options that they could go for a tanky, heavy CC jungle. Technically, you could go with a Leona jungle, but a Pantheon jungle, full tank Pantheon jungle would be great. Even an Udyr full tank jungle would be good. Volibear doesn't quite have the stuns that Moo has in that full AoE ultimate, but still can get a good bit of CC down on the enemy team. Vi's not a bad option. They decide. So it's Fluffy Bunnies that actually counters with the Gnar in the top lane, picking that away from Dignaloss, not wanting to have it. And they're also going to counter with the Corki. So it's 2 champions that Dignaloss had last time, and now they're saying we're going to counter by picking those champions away ourselves. We banned a bunch of your other champions, and we're going to pick the rest away. I want to see if Fluffy Bunnies picks Dignaloss's, I want to see if Dignaloss picks Fluffy Bunnies champions and plays them even better and still rolls it into being a win. That would be the talk about what is bad manners, BMing the enemy team is, hey, you lost with these champions, we're going to beat you with the champions that you lost with now. They come in strong. Teaming with the ward back on that Morgana in the mid lane, which again, Fluffy Bunnies hasn't picked their mid lane champion yet, so they have a lot of potential to be able to counter it. The Ahri didn't work great last time. The scary thing about this is Dignaloss has always given praise over to Urgot before they play the game, and this time they're not. Could this mean that Urgot has turned his back on them in this particular game? They're not praising him. They are praising Teemo, the Satan of all. They heard me. They heard me. They're like, oh, wait, we gotta give Urgot a little bit of love here before I switch over and grab the Tristana. So we'll be a Tristana for the bottom lane AD role, and a Morgana still more than likely for the mid lane, just giving that over to just too much swag for the mid lane. So back over to Fluffy Bunnies. Yo dog, where did you get that sweet hat? A friend of mine actually gifted it to me, got it offline. You can go online, it's about $20 from a couple different places online. So there's also a Rammus hat, there is a Lulu hat, there's a bunch of different times. So we'll be good on time for a 5th round guy in the background. Oh, so we'll be good on time for the... Yeah, we do have a cutoff because it is a convention tournament. We do have a cutoff time-wise, but you can call them Thumper if you want to. You can call them Thumper if you want to. That's from Bambi. That's the quote from Bambi. So I wanted Blitzcrank helm. That would be a pretty sweet hat. So, oh, I don't like this. Fluffy Bunny's going for a Kha'Zix in the jungle. Again, a completely different champion in the jungle than they played before. They've had that tanky front line of the Mummy. They lost it due to bans, and instead of picking somebody that can be just as tanky, they could have even chosen a Maokai in the jungle. But instead of doing that, they're going for the assassination of Kha'Zix, and that is completely against their overall play style. It's not... They're going for speed. Well, we said early on in the second game, beginning of the second game, that the way to sometimes beat aggression is by being hyper-aggression back. and just throwing it back in the face. And taking Kazakhs would do that if they wanted to do like level 2 ganks in the bottom lane and try to 4-man rush something. That aggression could be good. However, Dignaloss is used to that type of aggression and so may be able to counter it. We will see. There's that Urgot Love just before being picked. They do have a Jace consideration for the top lane against the Gnar. Obviously, and Maokai didn't work very well last time, so they're going to consider a Jace as they are not playing Gnar, they're against a Gnar. And not Shyvana, that's Sejuani. Sejuani for the jungle. New champion coming out here, has that full team stun. Again, that would have been a great pick for Fluffy Bunnies. It's a very similar champion to the Mummy, has the slows, the jumping over walls, leaping into the enemy team, the AoE full team stun. We'll see what goes down. So they're going the distance, they're going for the speed, they're all alone in their time of need. All of the songs coming out. Ask ADM, thank you for those, beautiful. Duo Trawa picking a different support as well, going for even more damage. So solid damage across the board from Fluffy Bunnies. A Ziggs in the mid lane to try to counter the Morgana, the Corki as well, as the only tank line really being this Gnar in the top lane once he goes Mega Gnar. But yeah, if you want to see a speed game, Fluffy Bunnies may be doing that. They went with a Annie bottom lane. So their Annie bottom lane support was a Season 2, Season 3. It works if you can get those stuns down, but it means hyper damage. So much damage across the board. The only tank really being Gnar. And if they want aggression and they want speed, this is the way to do it. So
they want to get out of this match. They're already tired. We're looking over there, they're tired as all get out.
Well, I can imagine they've been going at this for 8+ hours now, almost 12 hours. So what? Total of 16 hours in the tournament from yesterday till today. Now, not everyone has played all of those 16 hours, but Dignaloss has been in a lot of games. One game yesterday and a lot of games today. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games total so far.
6 games today?
No, 5 today, 6 total.
Oh, yeah, Dignaloss has been in 6 games total. Yeah. So 16 hours. I bet they got some BO going hard. Everyone wears deodorant here. Come on, you wear deodorant when you're in tournament. It's the way to roll. So with these 2 minutes here, I'm going to run through the champions and their players really fast. Dignaloss looking to finish off the 3rd game and end this tournament. So much swag, man, on the Tristana bottom lane, marksman role. Teemo is a ward with the Thresh support. Warrior of Kirby playing that Sejuani in the jungle. Dark armed Reaper playing the Morgana in the mid lane, and the top lane Jace, just too much swag to deal with. Over to Team Pink Fluffy Bunnies, looking for their 2nd win. They are not ready to give up the game just yet. Dire Lando with the Gnar in the top lane. High Ends with the Corki in the bottom lane. The Astro taking a Kazakhs in the jungle. Kato with a very different mid laner instead of Ahri, the Ahri that lost last game to the Morgana, instead going with a Ziggs in the mid lane, and Duo Trawa with the Annie support in the bottom lane, even taking Ignite to deal extra damage. I definitely think that Fluffy Bunnies knows that they have a high potential to lose the game, so this is their all-in composition. They are diving hard, they want to get kills and finish the game off. They are going to be looking to go all in all the way. Nothing stopping them. So with this last minute 20 remaining, what do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat? There's a bunch of you guys out there. A couple of you guys. Mom92 still hanging around here. Ask ADM and Kick-Ass Combat. What do you think about these picks? Hey, Bojorn, you're here too. Go ahead and throw that out there, Bojorn. What do you think about the picks for these champions? Who is going to win? It's really hard to say with that Pink Fluffy Bunnies full all-in composition. It'll be either, I think it'll be either a destruction for Fluffy Bunnies or a destruction for Dignaloss. Either way, well, it's going to be one, because the squishiness of Fluffy Bunnies is more than likely going to make that so, is that they're so high damage but so squishy, they want to end it by 20 minutes or earlier if possible. So we'll see with 35 seconds remaining on the clock. The staff is having secret conversation without me. Who is Seth?
Just some random person I started playing.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, Seth is a bastard, so, you know, fuck that guy. Nobody loves him.
He's a real person.
Oh, he is?
He's
Oh.
a real person.
Seth, if you're watching this stream right now, I apologize. I didn't mean to say that.
He's a fine individual.
You just blame everything on him.
Yeah, it's
It's a joke. Everything is Seth's fault, though. He's a bastard.
It's not actually his fault, but it actually is.
It is his fault. It's a well-known thing. When the world ends, it's probably going to be Seth's fault.
I'm not gonna lie, I had someone in a league match playing Seth. I was so proud.
What?
I was like, what?
Rocket Girl Tristana coming out once again, as well as that victorious Morgana. Debonair Jace, we got a great skin there. Picked that up myself with a little bit of extra riot points today. Earth Rider Corky, changing up the Corky. Changed hands to the opposite team, and they're going with the Earth Rider. The rest of the team, not worried about skins, just looking for that straight damage. Ziggs with Ignite, Annie with Ignite as well. Kha'Zix, the Flash Smite, and now just taking that teleport Flash in that top lane. Make sure he has that Flash, but hey, there are two types of people in the world. The Flash on D or the Flash on F. Here's Darth Vin's analysis. If Pink Fluffy Bunnies catches anyone out, they can easily turn that into objectives. Dignaloss needs to stay grouped. They have a much better fighting team fight composition. And I think that is exactly what Pink Fluffy Bunnies wants to do. They're trying to finish the game off. They're trying to call an end to the tournament. So looking at being able to just get objectives and win the game. Sejuani in the jungle, Jace in the top lane, Morgana in the mid lane. Almost everyone's lined up. There we go. Cool. Almost had a Yi? Yi is amazing. He's ridiculous. He's a win or a loss. Like, that's pretty much what it is. It's either he absolutely destroys the enemy team, or he is so weak he does nothing and it's a 4v5 and he loses. But he's kind of like a LeBlanc in the sense that as soon as he gets a kill, he can start to snowball. Whether it's the beginning of the game or the late game. Ooh, KO taking a little bit of damage from the Dark Binding. Jace coming in here as well. It might be a Morgana top lane and a Jace mid lane. Jace sent to deal with the Ziggs. Morgana up in the top lane with the range to deal with Gnar. Looks like they are going to split it up. Oh, the Dark Binding on Gnar. Ooh, voice lost there for a second. Gnar down to about half health here. May go ahead and recall and get that health back. Throwing out the boomerang just before backing. Oh, puts down a ward. Nicely done. Well, it actually throws it out when he recalls. That's his recall animation is it kind of bounces around him a little bit and then jumps and grabs it as he disappears. So Dignaloss last time went on hyper aggression before even level 1, moved into the enemy jungle, picking up kills and buffs on the way around. This time, playing it safe. They know that if they win this game, they win the tournament. So they're just gonna give Warrior of Kirby that red buff, get her started off well, moving through the jungle, giving Kha'Zix the blue buff on his side, and both teams playing it a little bit safe, not wanting to do anything too crazy. High-End's gonna on the Corky now. We'll see how High-End's does with this Corky, having picked it away from too much swag man on Dignaloss's side. Just too much swag in the mid lane, gonna throw down a little bit of that range damage. I have to switch these around then, because it's a Morgana top lane with a Jace in the mid lane. Jace's quick auto attack power being used against Ziggs, and in the top lane, Morgana's super ranged Dark Bindings and slow poke being used against the Gnar. We'll see which team comes out in the lead. Jace too much swag, man. So, Thresh in the bottom lane, gonna throw a nice death sentence onto High-End's, not gonna follow it up, but just get a little bit of damage. Going to start popping those potions in a moment here. And continuing to throw some auto attacks. Went with the Doran's Ring. So she is all damage route. There's no Spell Thief's Edge on her. There's nothing. She is simply looking for more damage. She is an AP laner in the bottom lane. Looking for max damage. There's another death sentence gonna land on Annie, and the flash as well, burned, but the Flay gonna keep both of them here. Ian's using the heal and the flash to be able to get out of that one. So Dignaloss and lead in that bottom lane. Jace looking to jump in on Ziggs in the mid lane. Not gonna happen. Meganar in that top lane, taking all of the damage from Morgana. No cares given. So, Pink Fluffy Bunnies losing a little bit in that bottom lane. So Tourney headed up here, has the double buff. There's the jump. Going to be Dark Binded. No, somehow that missed because he's running around here. But it's going to fly between these bottom laners. They're not going to be trying. They're trying not to be hooked anytime soon. High End's going to be trying to lifesteal up with the Doran's Blade. Used his potions. The potions being used on Tristana as well. But she is a lot more health than he is at the moment. As working on the Doran's Blade. So Tourney coming in has the double buffs. Going to be slowing down the Ziggs on his way out. He's going to be throwing some bombs back at her. Teemos of War just waiting for another opportunity to throw out those death sentences. Not going to find anything to land on just yet. First blood, 4 minutes, hasn't gone down. Very different game than last game. There's a lot more craziness from Dignaloss, playing a little bit safer. But Team Fluffy Bunnies, slowly but surely, losing out here little by little, at least in the bottom lane. Mid lane, Ziggs is low on health. However, he puts out a lot of damage on the Jace when he does. So much damage on Annie. She's going to get the stun onto Thresh. She's going to try to play. However, first blood over to Tristana, looping in and getting a last auto attack to finish off that squishy Annie. Annie is extremely gankable and very squishy during her first couple of levels. However, once she hit level 6 and has the fearful hyper AP Tibbers to drop onto your head, that's when the things start to get real. KO in that mid lane, just getting a little bit of damage on Jace, trying to farm up 17 farm to the 27 farm of Jace. That Sejuani gank early on, making it a little bit difficult for him to truly move in. Now that first blood going over to Dignaloss, looking strong for this last game. 1,000 gold in the lead already, and looking to progress that. Minions across the map in favor of Dignaloss, except for that top lane. Jace gonna go in, the flash from Ziggs, nothing to do with that. Just get out of here, Jace, not interested in it. Kayla now getting a little bit of damage on just too much swag, but going to back off as well. So much swag man at that bottom lane. Just trying to get a little bit of damage onto Highlands. Kha'Zix ganking now, gonna come in looking strong. No stun from Annie just yet. She may be able to stack that in just a moment. There's a little bit of damage. Tristana going ahead using the jump to slow from Kha'Zix. The Phosphorus Bomb, Teemos of War, very low health, but they're not going to get any kills off of that one. And they're going to back off in that bottom lane. 1,000 gold in the lead, still to Dignaloss. Haven't lost anybody in that bottom lane. There is that teleport from Thresh towards the mid lane. No, that's Jace. Jace teleports towards the mid. Okay, I was like, what the heck? Thresh doesn't even have teleport. Clearing that mid farm really, really quickly. 36 farm to the 28 on Ziggs. Doing well and keeping their farm up. Annie, considering using an auto attack or two on the tower, let's go ahead and back with Corki. Not going to have a whole lot. Pink Ward, again, early on from Dignaloss, already in that pixel bush right by Dragon, making sure that they have vision. Fluffy Bunnies, not too concerned about farm warding, just to make sure that they don't get ganked, but otherwise they're spending all of their gold on as much damage as possible. Brutalizer picked up from Gnar, as well as the Chalice picked up by Ziggs. He's really good at dodging those Qs from Jace. Jace is level 6 with a bit of an experience advantage. However, Gnar's not too far behind. One more minion and he will hit level 6. There he goes. So now he has a level 6 and has the super bomb to be used. Will we go in? No, just to get a little bit of damage. Kato down to half health here. He's looking for a kill, knocking Kato back. So low health, he doesn't have flash. He just stands there waiting for the inevitable. No, he's gonna turn back. Kha'Zix showing up, looking for a kill. However, the flash from Jace. So I think Ziggs was playing it as oh, I'm dead, I can't do anything. So he's just gonna stand there and let Jace kill him. And Jace was like, well, I'll be a little bit nice and not finish him off just yet, and starts to move to the side. And then Kha'Zix come out of the jungle, and Ziggs is like, wait, I might be able to get a kill here, or at least an assist with that, and Jace flashes off to the side after finishing off the Ziggs. So Ziggs did go down in that mid lane, just picking another kill. And here's Sejuani ganking Kha'Zix just off to the side. He's very, very squishy though at the moment, and that is going to be 3 members who are looking for this blue buff. Is Sejuani going to grab it or give it over to Jace? Looks like she's going to give it over to Jace. Corki now going to be caught out by Thresh. Teemos of War going to play him right into the tower. The jump from Tristana over the wall. Valkyrie into his tower. Lost half of his health, but here's another dragon from Dragon. This is the first dragon from blue team at the 8-minute mark. Yet again, another 8-minute dragon now 4 members down here. Ziggs just off to the side. Doesn't have his ultimate though. Not going to be able to do a whole lot to stop it. I think he's carrying that pink ward. However, Thresh may be able to catch him out. Timo did put his own pink ward down, dodging that death sentence nicely down to Kato. However, there's the ultimate from Tourney. Can't dodge that. And he takes a massive load of damage, and just too much swag takes that kill. And Sejuani says, well, we'll clear your pink ward back, even though I only have 200 health. So 3 kills to 0 to Dignaloss's side, outplaying all across the board. Other than in that top lane, Gnar has taken advantage in the farm. Morgana going a little bit more of a slower route. She has a little bit of armor with the cloth armor as well as that forbidden idol to make sure that she has the mana to deal with Gnar in that top lane, slowly losing out when it comes to farm, but not too badly off. And really just making sure that Gnar doesn't, what the heck, get too fed. In the bottom lane, because everyone was there, Red Team was able to push in and get a little bit of damage to the tower. However, Corki was not there to be able to deal the damage that they were looking for. Ziggs now headed back to the mid lane after having died twice. Only 3 deaths so far from Team Fluffy Bunnies. However, they have been dominated so far this game across the map, down almost 3,000 gold now, and you're going to get a little bit of damage with an auto attack onto Thresh. Really needs to be building up those auto attack, or the stun stacks. Thresh doing pretty good damage with the Flay passive every time that he uses it. Did grab that ancient coin, so not going to have the relic shield to heal Tristana. However, with a pickaxe and cloak of agility, she's going to be doing very well herself, looking for that early infinity edge. That's going to be, ooh, nice stun onto so much Swagman. However, that W is not going to land, and now she flashes into the bush trying to get away. They're going to get a phosphorus bomb, however, Annie's so squishy. The death sentence is a death sentence for her. The jump from Tristana, however, the flash from Corki means, he didn't flash, he just evaporated away, so he evaporated, keeping him alive. Rebuff over to just too much swag, still has that from their own jungle, and Kha'Zix finishing up the Wraith. He did get his red buff, I believe. Sejuani warding that, but now Sejuani's headed towards the top lane. Camera just bouncing all over the map as the action takes place so back and forth here. She's going in, tries to jump in, but the loop from Gnar going to keep himself safe for the moment. This may be the bottom turret going down here. Okay, no, there's still a lot of help on that bottom lane turret. The snare going, Dark Binding onto Gnar may force him to back. He does have teleport available. Yep, he's already recalling as it is. More damage from Jace onto Kato in the mid lane with this Ziggs. Throwing out those bombs, looking for that early advantage. However, 4 kills over to Dignaloss so far. 4,000 gold in the lead, 3,000 gold in the lead. A little bit of an advantage. Again, got that first dragon. Ziggs going ahead and backing once again in the mid lane. Ooh! The further he is away, the lower health he is, and you see that on pixels on his health. Now he's recalling once again. Hopefully Jace won't do that again to finish him off. He does have that bomb, but he's going to save it after he backs. So, Dignaloss has picked up that first dragon of the game, which is giving them a little bit of a gold advantage. 58 farm on the 6 to the 75 on Jace. Jace looking like a powerhouse right now, 2-0-0. Tristana as well, 2-0-1. 57 farm to the 61. Where did that turret go down? Oh, in the mid lane, Jace is able to pick up that turret. That red buff Kha'Zix, though, looking at chasing on. Gnar is well headed down there. However, Jace may be able to get out of that one with the speed boost due to his ultimate. Gnar still looking at chasing in. Nope, headed right back towards that top lane. Tristana trying to deal with these bottom laners, taking almost no damage from that Annie. She has built a sight stone, so went a little more of that support role, using the W, not really doing anything off of that. There's another death sentence on her, and she's going to be taken out. Drops the tables, but not enough. There's a Sejuani ultimate directly onto Corki. He's not going to live it for long. However, where it could be so low help. One more rocket from Corki may have finished off, but no, he Valkyries flashes off to the side and lives. And possibly Corki has lived. However, Death Sentence is not going to land. He could try to 1v1 the Thresh, but that may be a bad idea as Thresh's auto attacks from the Flay passive is going to upload Ziggs ultimate flying, and it does! It hits Tristana, and he picks up a kill. So a great Ziggs ultimate coming in. There's Jace teleporting in. Going to get a little bit of damage. Ziggs down to 2/3 health here. However, he's going to flash to the side. He's going to try to make sure that this Thresh goes down, and he does. May go down himself, but at least he got 2 kills off of that. So 2 kills over to Fluffy Bunnies. They are not out of it just yet. This Ziggs making sure that he at least gets his KDA up there, even if it means that he has died a couple times himself. A little hop from dodging the Dark Binding from Morgana. 104 farm to 92. She does have that Morello's, So going to be doing a little bit of damage as well as have some pretty good cooldowns. A nice Spectral Cowl being picked up by Nars, trying to deal with that magic damage from Morgana. Jace pushing that bottom lane turret, didn't get around to completing it, didn't quite finish it off. Annie down there trying to clear the waves. 0 and 3 as 6 and 2 kills between these two teams. Dignaloss in the lead. Orlando continuing to farm up in that top lane. So lane's calming down for a minute. Annie decides to go ahead and leave this bottom lane turret. The rest of blue team headed in there. Dignaloss in the jungle decides to go ahead and give it over. Corki backing up as well, taking a bit of damage from the Jace Q flying in there. So this is the 4th game, and it has gone 2 for 1. Dignaloss up 2 games, and Fluffy Bunnies did finish 1 game, but they're looking weak this game, down 4,000 gold. Game not over just yet though. Dragon is going to be up here in about 10 seconds, and it is Dignaloss all over this dragon. However, they're pinging to get to the Kha'Zix. He's in the mid lane. He does have his jumps. It's going to make it hard to knock down. There's that ultimate from Sejuani. It is going to flash jump, though, and get out of that one. The rest of the team not there. However, this may give Red Team an opportunity to jump on it, but no, they're chasing the jungler away. No chance for Kha'Zix to be able to see this dragon away now. Kato down to that half health there. Almost a stun. There's the stun from Tibbers going down. Just too much swag. May go down here. One more bomb, and Ziggs picks up the kill. There, another kill now. 3 and 3. The chase is on there from blue team. Tristana looping over the wall. Death Sentence on to Annie. She actually got pushed all the way to the back line. Kato's still alive. So much swag man almost down. Corki got a Valkyrie across the Sejuani and pick up the kill there. There's the ultimate, but Ziggs is doing great work. That is almost the end of Thresh. However, Corki, one more shot should be able to take him off. And oh, the last rocket was almost there. He does have a super bomb set up, and he does with that last super bomb. He's able to pick up the Thresh, picking up a bunch of kills across the map. 3 over to Ziggs now, 2 on the Corki, and Dignaloss still hasn't gotten that dragon. There's the pings to get this dragon. This will be the 3rd dragon stolen away from them. This first one in this game, and the second one that Fluffy Bunnies has been able to take. There is Sejuani just over the side. She does have Smite available. She could try to dash over the wall. They're cleaning that ping for her, making sure that that's not there. Ziggs throwing that out, trying to keep Jace from being able to get in on this one. The dragon is very low health. Kha'Zix might go down before he's able to smite it. Sejuani Smite steals it away, just flashes back over the wall. Kha'Zix lives though, so Dignaloss making sure that they get every single dragon in every game. So that is their 2nd dragon of this game. Dark Binding not quite landing on Nar. He just hops himself away. No help on the Kha'Zix. Not able to smite steal the dragon though. So much swag man taking that red buff. Be able to grab that. Nice shot there from Jace right through the minions. So Ziggs took a little bit of damage. However, he does have that super bomb. Going to go ahead and recall. A lot of recalls back and forth between these two teams. 24,000 gold to 20,000 gold. So Dignaloss still at about that 4,000 gold lead, but the game is not over just yet. Fluffy Bunnies, I really thought this game was easily in the hand of Dignaloss, and Fluffy Bunnies continues to prove me wrong over and over. Dark Armed Reaper just going to throw that Dark Binding now as soon as he comes back into that top lane. Finished off those Merc Treads, so definitely going to have those, that is Merc Treads, right? Yeah, Mercury Treads. To deal with the magic resist as well as the dark binding from Morgana. So he is slowly but surely getting tanky. Still 10 from above the Morgana. She's looking in. However, starts the ultimate, so he could get snared. He has gotten the Mega Knife, and he's going to go ahead and activate that, leaping off to the side. However, slamming people away. Should have sounded the other way, so they got stunned. Now moving in towards the end of the tower. There's not much that he can do. Ziggs ultimate flying in, not going to help a whole lot. Thresh caught out, but may go down between this Annie and Corki. Corki going ahead and Valkyrie out to the side, but he actually picks up the kill with the bomb. The flash from Annie keeping her alive for the moment. Corki throwing those bombs across the Tibbers to make sure that Tristana goes away. Kha'Zix in that top lane trying to keep an eye on this tower. However, it may go down as Warrior Elf Kirby comes in from behind him. Gonna get the slow down to half health there. Not gonna worry about using her ultimate that's already been used, but they pick up yet another tower in that top lane. Ziggs trying to push the mid lane out. Not very good at it at the moment. However, hopefully gonna be able to get something off of the fact that there are 3 members of blue team up there. Jace teleporting into the mid lane saying, no Ziggs, you're not going to get this tower. So 3 towers over to Dignaloss, 0 for Team Fluffy Bunnies. And the rest of Fluffy Bunnies, trying to move in. Directed camera 3, 2, 1. There we go. So high ends farming up in that bottom lane, 85 farm to 77. So he's actually successfully out farming the Tristana and has just as many kills. So he will be a potential fighting force when the late game hits, when these team fights really start to go down. However, as it's improved, death sentence on the Astro, it's going to be a lot of damage. Jace leaping in as well. However, Ziggs here to disengage, to tell him to get off of his Kha'Zix. And Meganar coming in from the sidelines. Going to go ahead and hop in, slamming Jace back towards the tower. He's going to use the Flash Thresh, preemptively putting down the ultimate. So that ult is down. The Sejuani ult will be up in a couple of seconds, but it's down at the moment. Leaping in onto the Corki. It's going to be damaged back and forth. Naga showing up. He doesn't have the Meganar form anymore. There's the Morgana ultimate as well as the death sentence. And that means that Naga goes down. However, this Corki is putting out so much damage. Ziggs ultimate as well. The Morgana is extremely low health. However, she only snares the Corki. He's going to go down. Tristana picking up that one. But now Jace with the blue buff moves in, finishing off the Ziggs. And Tristana against the Annie. Okay, so it's just against the Annie. Ignite ticking away, but not going to be taken out. So full team ace. Ace for 3. However, the two other members are glowing red with how low health they are. So just a barely ace for Dignaloss. Team Pink Fluffy Bunnies fought a very, very hard fight, but they are going to lose this mid lane tower. Dragon not up just yet for a while, but there is another tower down for the Fluffy Bunnies. And Dignaloss growing their gold lead even more. Now that's 7,000 gold lead and just progressing from their 13 kills to 9. And Morgana starting that Zanyas, finishing off that Seeker's arm guard. Sejuani with a bunch of wards in her inventory. Giant's Bolt as well. Probably looking for a Sunfire Cave now that she also has that chain vest in her inventory. Thresh with a looking for the Sunfire Cave, I guess, as well to deal with the damage from Corki. Finishing a Trinity Force off. Red team, wow. So Dignaloss nowhere near their mid lane towers. Red team just pushes in, finishing it off. Jace not having to teleport in to be able to stop them from the push. And Red team gets that mid lane tower. Dragon up in a minute 30. There is opportunity for Red team to ward their way through there. Kha'Zix is running around the backlines. However, he's seen by a lot of those wards from Dignaloss. They know where he is. Sejuani going to go ahead and clear a ward there. Make sure that they know where this enemy team's wards are. Cassidy, you're being called. Red team collected here in the mid lane. 4 members here. Ziggs may be caught out if he does get there, but the rest of the teammates very, very soon. Kha'Zix going recalling, however, says maybe not to. Oh, Ziggs, you gotta be careful. You gotta dodge the dark binding. However, he is in serious, serious trouble, and he's just gonna be taken out before he gets a chance to get close enough to the wall. Doesn't even have flash, didn't have the satchel charge. Nothing for him to be able to get over the wall. He only has level 1 boots, so can't deal with a lot of the members having level 2 and 3 boots now from Dignaloss. Pushing in, they're going to grab the inhibitor turret. Moving on to the second inhibitor, the inhibitor as well. Trying to finish this game off. Is this going to be the end? Thresh throwing out, not a death sentence though, he's backing off. There is that Tibbers progressing in. Dark binding onto Kha'Zix. And he's so low health. However, Corki going to use the heal to make sure that she lives through that one. Jace just clearing the ward on his way back. Nar clearing the minions in the mid lane, so they lost an inhibitor in the middle of the lane. And now Dignaloss again showing those rotations, headed towards the bottom lane, trying to finish off this second turret. They are at that solid 8,000 gold lead, and just moving it up from here. Ziggs ultimate coming in, gonna clear the minion wave, but I don't think that they care. They're gonna finish it anyway. There's that teleport in, may be bad. Teleport did get canceled. Ziggs gonna be caught out here. Kha'Zix trying to get in, trying to finish off somebody. So trying solo out with Tristana. Massive damage finishing off Kha'Zix. In the meantime, Jace can go to take away the Ziggs as well. Now moving in, Nar being taken out. Jace grabbing. That's a flash in from Corki, trying to get a phosphorus bomb onto Jace. Not going to be able to take him out. They are extremely low health and here as well. Jace, Q flying by, but not quite enough to get anybody out. So 4 members of blue team are alive. There's that Dark Passage pulling people towards the dragon as they pick up their 3rd dragon of the game, and yet even more progress that gold lead. Blue team taking in another dragon. So that was a total of, I think, 3 for none. They didn't lose a single person. Dignaloss playing it very safely, very smartly, being able to grab up yet more kills. 17 to 9. That middle inhibitor down. Red team's going to be stuck here trying to finish off these inhibitors. They are at that 22-minute mark, but they are still fighting for a potential victory. Not out of it just yet. But Dignaloss looking so incredibly strong. Infinity Edge and Mana Immune on this Jace. Infinity Edge as well as that Zeal being started from Tristana, looking for that extra wave clear of the static shiv. Sunfire Cape, as well as this Ruby Sightstone finished by Thresh, and Zonya's on that Morgana now being finished, so she is a deadly, deadly champion.
Do you want to announce the winners of that DJ booth up in the console? Do you want to be the announcer now?
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
That's why
Okay, I can do the announcement, and then you can give the prizes away, so... Okay, yeah, I can talk for a short bit. I mean, that's fine with me. Okay, cool. Yep. So, Death Sentence lands on the invisible Cosmic swing and right back into the team, and she is gone. So that is a full team alive for Dignaloss, and they are coming in, finishing off the Corki as well. Nard, the only member still up, trying to get some damage onto this Jace. He is getting some pretty good damage, however, Jace is turning it back as well. Ooh, that Nard just hopping straight back to the base, trying to get himself healed up. Just too much swag, showing how much swag he has. Magic resist. There's the ultimate from Ziggs. You're not going to take anyone out, however, he will get credit for the Morgana kill thanks to the help from the tower as well. That Nard may die to the Super Minion, and just too much swag gets the kill on Ziggs with the Super Minion. However, Nard now trying to get in onto the Jace and Tristana. They are so incredibly low health, and he trying to finish somebody off, and does with a flying auto attack, picks off the Tristana, and now Meganar coming out here, going to jump straight onto the Jace, misses the stone, throw stone, however, will have the knockback slam onto Jace, finishing him off, and now it's going to be Sejuani going down as well. Thresh here still alive, hanging around on the sidelines. I think he backed or died early on and then came all the way back to it, but didn't finish anybody off. So 23 kills to 13, and they didn't get anything out of the base other than a single Nexus tower. They didn't get another tower, they didn't get an inhibitor, so blue team, or red team, still has a chance of being able to come back in as slim as it is, almost 12,000 gold behind, and that lead is growing with every single dragon and baron that is picked up by Dignaloss. But the game, not over yet. Kha'Zix grabbing this blue buff, making sure that he keeps as many buffs as possible to his own team. So, massive items coming out across the board. Nar finally finished Banshee's Veil, so he's going to be a little bit tankier. They can be able to avoid some of those death sentences from Thresh with it. Lichbane, the game paused. What was the pause for? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, we'll wait that 3 minutes then. So, Nar missed every ult stun. Yeah, the Nar, it was actually, the Nar pick was a counter pick. Dignaloss played a fantastic Nar last game in that top lane. And so this time, Team Pink Fluffy Bunnies decided that they would counter pick the Nar away from Dignaloss. However, I have a feeling that Pink Fluffy Bunnies doesn't know how Nar truly works most effectively and hasn't been using that slam into the wall to get the stun, and instead has just been using the slam to get a little bit of extra damage. So I wouldn't call it a miss as much as a just doesn't know how to be able to use it with that Mega Nar form. This game is looking really, really similar to the first game. Dignaloss won against Pink Fluffy Bunnies. However, they still had a huge chance to come back. Dignaloss is not the best at shutting games out. They kind of go in really hard, but they lose a lot of people in the process. You can see an inhibitor is back up for Pink Fluffy Bunnies, so they don't have to worry too much about sticking around with the base. They have the opportunity to either fight for Baron or fight for a dragon if a fight does show up. And Dignaloss is just not really known for the shutting out. However, vision-wise, they're doing really, really well at the moment. Wards all the way through the river. I think they have 3 pink wards down, 3 or 4 pink wards down, and the red team simply stuck in that base, has not had an opportunity to be able to get out and get some of these wards down. So what? 4-minute pause? Okay. So
They gave them the extra minute or so that they can get all set. They want a real game.
So yeah, they're showing a real game. I like that they didn't surrender at that 20-minute mark. They're still hanging in there. We want to make sure that they do that. So. Punching the Poro? Why would you punch the Poro? This is a convention. I'm sure that somebody here has thread in and they can probably sew him back together. Poor Poro. where's Braum when you need him to protect the Poros? Yeah, he would have shield slammed some faces. So Poro baseball? Oh, beach ball. Official riot Poro beach ball. Your little happy dance. Happy dance. So, Dignaloss up to, what is this, 7 plus 5, yeah, it's still 12, 12,000 gold lead. Massively into the lead. But the game, I don't know, I still think the team fight could give it over to Pink Fluffy Bunnies, but it would require a mix of the perfect fight for them as well as a huge mistake on Dignaloss's side. And Dignaloss is not known for their mistakes. Corky did finish that Trinity Force, but also has the Vamp Scepter as well for some extra damage. Ziggs has the Anthena's Holy Grail. Also went with a Lich Bane. That is a Lich Bane, right? Yeah. To make sure that his auto attacks get extra damage every time that he uses his abilities. Also gives that extra a little bit of cooldown. To make sure that he's doing massive amounts of damage. The Annie still has not really finished anything. Was looking for a Rod of Ages, but 0-7 with only 20 minion kills. Hasn't really had an opportunity to get enough gold to really build any big items. Has the Sight Stone, but that is about it for support, and otherwise is going full ability power. Late game Annie could definitely do some good damage. However, it is going to be a long haul to get to that point. There we go. Annie has reconnected. However, I feel that we're still going to have about a 30-second pause going here as they make sure that everything is set and ready to roll before the game continues. I didn't realize that DCs were possible, but I guess if bug spots happen, you know, they happen. So, oh, the computer, blue screen of death crashed. Okay, that's fine. So blue team moving in here on the Baron. They're just going to go ahead and start it. Red team not engaging on it at all. They are hanging around in the mid lane. Blue team definitely looking for some extra damage as everyone is here wanting to take it out. But now full Baron with no wards from red team's side. They're going to be moving in hard. They have the Baron. Oh no, they are going to find at least one person out here. Thresh getting ready for that hook. He's going to hit the Annie, holding him in place for a while. Duo trap may go down to the satchel charge, knocking Sejuani to the side. The ultimate from Sejuani going to stun Annie as well as the Corky. He's going to Valkyrie off to the side. Can he take on this Thresh 1v1? Does get hurt by the death sentence, but now the chase is on for the Gnar. So it's going to be a Corky versus Thresh 1v1 there. Gnar hopping over the wall, making his escape. Jay's heading directly for this inhibitor. Ziggs is still here hanging out. I think he's having some lag issues. He's just walking around. Interesting there. Dark Armed Reaper now looking for the Corky. Ziggs still, Gnar still hanging around here, trolling away from the rest of blue team. Maybe just trying to distract them from the rest of the team. There is that death sentence not going to land. Dark Binding will go onto the cause. It's a satchel charge, not fast enough, and now Slam trying to get people to the side. Zanya's used Ziggs ultimate. People so low health, and this is a fully Baron Dignaloss team, and they're being pushed out of red team's base after only getting the inhibitor. Annie picking up 2 kills just from that Tibur's AoE passive. Ziggs actually grabs that second with the bomb. They see this Thresh, and he's going to go down as well, more than likely in just a moment. Sejuani, I think it was. Oh, the last bomb finishes off the Sejuani. Double kill over to Ziggs, while Jace chased down from that top lane. So that is a full team ace for Team Pink Fluffy Bunnies. And Ziggs now pushing hard down the mid lane. They could get at least one tower off of this. This is 30-second timers on a number of the champions for blue team. However, Dragon up in 44 seconds. No vision though there from red team. Not able to really see what goes on there. They're going to be pushing against these super minions. Corky gonna back. Okay, so he does not want to have the opportunity to die. However, Ziggs and Gnar gonna do good damage on the tower, but I think they're gonna back off of this as blue team is already back and continuing to now push in. If a Dark Binding was to hit this Annie, it could be devastating. Will be slowed though, so no Dark Binding thrown out there. And now with 16 seconds on the Dragon, blue team knows what's up. Dignaloss heading straight for it, gonna be able to grab yet another Dragon, 4th Dragon of the game, and grow their gold lead even more. Red team didn't get anything off of that ace, but they still have the power of the ace. Hey, people are back in here, so I assume 3 minutes from now the game finishes off. Must slow it down to make sure the game lasts as long as possible. We're watching the rest of the game in 0.25 speed, guys. So we see here the Kazik headed to the top lane. Okay, I'm kidding. Back up to normal speed here. 25 kills to 18. Another dragon being taken out. Dignaloss is on their 4th dragon, finishing it off. And now with all of their 4 members headed towards the mid lane, Jace split pushing in the top lane. He does have that teleport, so he could join the fight if there was a teleport into the rest of the fight. But the red team hanging out here, clearing those super minions. Maybe cut out a little bit. Blue team headed towards the bottom lane. Dignaloss looking for his bottom lane turret. Red team needs to get back there really fast. They're going to be caught between the towers here. And the Banshee's Veil saving the the Gnar from that death sentence. However, nowhere near in time to be able to stop this tower from going down. No, this is going to do a little bit of damage to Sejuani. Gnar and Corki have made their way to the backside. However, the rest of red team collected around. Jace, in the meantime, is pushing that top lane. One at a time. He's going to be taking down that top lane, not having to worry about anyone from red team. Everyone's sticking around here looking for this fight. Ziggs now headed towards that top lane. However, he has had a rough time dealing with that Jace across the board. Death Zen is on to Annie. She has the stun available, but there's going to be a Tristana taking her out before she has opportunity. Full team stun, or at least 3-man stun from Sejuani, and that's going to be Tristana triple kill over. Jace finishing up the Ziggs, and now Tristana just has to take him out for a quadra kill. No penta though, as Ziggs already went down to the Jace. Jace should have saved the Ziggs for the penta kill on the Tristana, but the first quadra kill of the tournament, finishing the game off. They only have this last tower and the Nexus to finish off, and Dignaloss going to take this year's 2014 Nerdacon tournament victory. So congratulations to Dignaloss for a long, hard-fought victory, finishing it off and winning. So victory over to Dignaloss, taking it 3 wins to 1. You didn't get perfect though. You didn't get quite perfect, but good try nonetheless. Huh? Everyone has to drop one guy. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. So, but really.